What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gershwan!
And today we're answering more questions in another episode of For the Greater
WAAAGH! This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, simply comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first.
And this question is by Mitch Osborne. He asks... Okay, so he watched a video where the dwarves from Lord of the Rings faced off against fantasy dwarves, and it got him thinking. Say if the Imperium of Man fought against the Star Wars galaxy and won, what would they do with the technology, and what would they do overall with this conquered Star Wars galaxy?
Spread their grim dark. The one thing about Warhammer 40K I feel is that it's extremely totalitarian, very they try to take every single world and just drain everything positive from it. So so spoiler alert if you haven't seen the Star Wars
if you haven't seen it, go forward 5 minutes.
But basically it's going to be like the planet that they were on, the mineral planet, where they ended up getting saved. That would just be completely drained. All those red crystals would be mined. Yeah. Places like Hoth, is it? Or yeah, the snow planet or whatever. Again, mined. Wherever the Ewoks are from, Tatooine? No. Well, wherever the Ewoks are from, that would be completely burnt down, and you would see huge hive cities. It would change the entire Warhammer 40 or space. It would change the entire Star Wars universes in terms of each planet. I feel like the planets in Star Wars are so realistic, in the sense of you could see them as countries. Right. There's no fucking way I could see Catachan as a country here. There's no way I could see what's the other one? Fenris as a country here. They're loosely based off of things like the jungles, the Amazon, and all that kind of stuff. But in 40K, everything's trying to kill you. Where in Star Wars, that's not the case.
Right. Ewoks don't always try to kill you.
Right. Don't always try to kill you.
Right.
Sometimes.
But with the whole technology thing, I think it'd be a great benefit to the Imperium of Man, because they'd have the use of kyber crystals, making more devastating Death Stars or lightsaber-esque weapons, and also moving at light speed as opposed to warp travel.
Yeah, it all comes down to the fact that Star Wars is a really good drama. 40K is just grim dark. Let's have fun with just destruction and death. Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Grimlitz. So what's the deal about the Alpha Legion? Are they loyal or not? And did the Primarchs really have a twin brother? Because how could Emps screw up so much? I know it's all smoke and mirrors, but does the lore hint of something major? So the Alpha Legion currently is just chilling. They're doing their thing. They're still a legion. Yeah. So there are small Alpha war bands. Yeah. But the entirety of the chapter or the entirety of the legion can still be called upon by Alfarius and Omegon. We're gonna do a 40 facts video if it's not already out on the whereabouts of all these different Primarchs.
Cells.
Or Primarchs, sorry.
Primarchs.
But I was gonna say that so first Alfarius dies.
Or is it Omegon?
Either one. They die on Pluto. Dorn kills one of them, and then Dorn kills either Omegon or Alfarius, or no, not Dorn.
Guilliman. Right?
Guilliman kills Alfarius or Omegon, or they're both alive. Yeah. We don't really know.
They could both just be dead, and there's no real Primarch. It could just be all a ruse. Yeah. Yeah. It's you don't know.
But that's the beauty of that legion. It's very unique to all the other traitor legions because number one, it's not chaotic in the sense of horns and spiky bits coming out of people's asses. It's mysterious and dark.
Yeah, because they don't align to one chaos god. They're undivided.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we don't really know.
Yeah, nobody knows.
That's the cool thing about it. Next question.
This one is by Ghost Howl 38. And this is a cool one. I never really thought about this. But can Imperial Knights be affected and taken over by a Genestealer cult?
Imperial Knights, you said?
Mm-hmm. Because you know how like the pilot has to have that neural interface or whatever.
Yeah.
Can Genestealer cults take control?
Like, I don't think a leader could, no.
Like, I could, well...
I really don't think they could. If you look at the vehicles that the Genestealer cults possess, they're just your standard, like, trucks and whatever.
You can drive them.
Yeah. They're true... I feel like an Imperial Knight is a very individualistic weapon. It's like a weapon that you use to, like, conquer for your own sake. You want to be the hero, whereas, like, a Genestealer cult, it's about the collective.
The hive mind.
The hive mind. With that said, though, you could, if you want to do that, you could write that into your lore somehow. If you are, let us know, and then we'll try to brainstorm with you. Next question.
This one's by Arangar de Lioneth. Does a Space Marine chapter, under certain circumstances, be placed under the Inquisition's direction, and thus, with time, adapt its habits to fit its new role?
The what?
A Space Marine chapter. So can a Space Marine chapter be like, we're doing our own thing, and the Inquisition comes up and says, no, you're a part of our thing, and eventually they get brainwashed, and now they're part of the Inquisition.
Yes, the Red Hunters.
Kind of Minotaurs, too.
Yeah.
Well, Minotaurs may have already been, the Inquisition's,
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way that works is that the Inquisition says, okay, it's time for a founding, and we need our own militant branch, other than the Grey Knights. And then when that founding happens, they take some type of gene seed that they know that they can manipulate, and then they create their own chapter.
Right.
Next question comes from Richard Myhan. Are there Redheads in 40K? If so, are they blanks since they have no souls? Just kidding. Love your videos. Keep up the good work. Yes, there are Redheads, but they go faster than everybody else. Oh shit. Next question.
This one is by Marcel Goussard. Where is the safest place to live in the 40K universe, and would you want to live there?
A pleasure planet, and yes.
I don't think pleasure planets are that safe, because you slip up. You get that one extra orgasm, boom, Slanesh has you.
Is that a bad thing, though?
I'd say Terra.
Yeah.
Because there's like almost 0% chance of anything, anywhere, getting that close to Terra and messing you up.
And there's still hot Cheetos on Terra.
Yeah.
You can't find hot Cheetos anywhere else.
Kind of like Twinkies.
Ali Parada. Who is the most basic bitch in 40K? I would say, your boy, man stuck in the warp. What's his name? Drago. That's a basic bitch.
He is. He is pretty basic. He's like, what up is the basic bitch? I don't know where I'm going with that.
He's like, he shows up and he's like, is that a demon Primarch? A guy who fought in the Horus Heresy, has 1,000,000 times more experience than me. Let me put my insignia on his heart.
Let me carve his chest.
And let me go on my way without even getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have fucking Gilliman fighting the guy and almost like dying.
Yeah.
He's such a basic bitch. Next question. I have one from Renegade Pizza Guy.
Oh shit.
The worst kind of pizza guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a being with better hair than the Emperor?
No. The Emperor has very luscious hair, and he has it everywhere, even down there.
Next question.
Brandon Chu. What would happen if Lucius the Eternal was killed or consumed by the Tyranids? Canon mentions that his ability only works if you have connection to the warp, so Necrons would not do this, but would the hive mind be able to do this? So Lucius the Eternal is a Chaos Space Marine of the Emperor's children, who basically, if you kill him and you feel any type of glory or pride in killing him, you will become Lucius. So he's almost immortal, kind of in that way. So, would a Tyranid killing him, would that, I don't even know if that would, no, I don't think that would work.
I think it would work.
So, like, will the Tyranids become Lucius or what?
Well, I think the Tyranid would get corrupted, the individual Tyranid bioform. So, in the scenario that I'm playing in my head, you have, like, Old One Eye, who is a reoccurring character, who has grudges against certain characters.
Ultramarines.
Right, so he would end up having a grudge with, or some type of being, some type of, like, Flying Hive Tyrant or something like that would have a grudge against Old Boy Chaos Man. And then he would attack him, kill him, and then that creature would then get corrupted by Slaanesh, right?
Yeah, Slaanesh.
Be corrupted by Slaanesh, and then you would have Tyranid Slaaneshi beings. What that would look like, I'm guessing, would just be like a Flying Hive Tyrant with a bunch of udders.
That'd be utterly insane.
But, like, again, just glorifying the pleasure of killing other creatures and stuff.
So, like a pseudo Lucius.
Kinda, yeah. So he wouldn't, like, morph to look like a human, a space marine, but he would inherit that corruption. Next question.
Al-Qatsi? I don't know how to pronounce
Al-Qaeda?
it. Yeah. Now, this is a question that I've been plundering my mind for years, and this guy asked it.
Oh.
If Tau are so advanced with the use of technology, for example, having a lot of vehicles, suits, why are they the only race to use these things but have no mechanic unit to fix them? It just seems like they should have some kind of Earth cast combat medic to, like, patch up ghost keels or commanders, kind of like a tech marine would. Perhaps there is lore behind this that I missed. No.
It's just GW that they don't want to create Earth casts, because that's what the Earth cast does.
Right.
There's a bunch of fan art on it. There's even GW art. They have, like, fan art of a bunch of small little squat looking Tau that are fixing up a suit.
And you got, like, repair drones and whatnot, stimulant injectors, that kind of thing. But yeah, they need a medic out there.
I'm sure you can find
models for it.
Yeah. Next question comes from Monog. Is there some kind of Christmas in the world of 40K? Something like Cornmas, perhaps? It's called the Day of the Emperor's Ascension, right?
I believe so. Yeah, that sounds right.
And then there's another one too, venerating Sanguinius's battle.
I think we covered this last year during around this time, right?
Maybe. I can't remember. I know the Emperor's Ascension thing we've talked about before, but not the Feast of Sanguinius or some or the Sanguinary something or another.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Next question. Comment down below if you know. Next question comes from Hyberonic. Where is a reliable source? Where is a reliable source to learn the lore, and where should I start in the timeline? We're a reliable source. Sometimes.
So if you're talking about the timeline, definitely go with the Horus Heresy novels. There's a bunch of them. Whenever you buy a novel, in the beginning they tell you a list of all the novels they have in chronological order, so you know exactly which way to read. And then after that, I believe they have, like, the novellas, which are more in-depth looks into certain battles, that kind of thing. So if you want to go with the lore, start with that. Or if you just want info,
the wiki page.
Yeah, wikis, Lexicanum, pop open some codices.
Bolts of Terra.
Yeah. Some white dwarfs have some, like, interesting information that you can't really find anywhere else.
Us. Just listen to us. If you don't like our voice, by this point you probably have already turned off the channel thing. Last question. Do you have one?
That fish guy 95. How do machines become corrupted by chaos?
Just like Trojan viruses, any type of malware that affects your computer. The same thing goes with chaos. They would use that to, like, mess with the programming to either kill humanity, like the Men of Iron, or to just not work,
right?
Like some STCs. Those were the questions for today.
That's right. If you got more questions, or if we didn't get to your question, put it down below with question before we're questioned, because we get to those questions first.
Yeah. If you guys like what we do, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. And yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget, we do this 3 or 4 times a week, so stay tuned for more epicness. I'm the Sound Alchemist.
Gersh1.
We are One Mind Syndicate, and we are out of here.